All right, so this time we're doing some $50 spinning goes. Venix, I recognize. I swear I labeled them as a reg before, but apparently didn't stick. And then we got McBride 4 from Poland, probably a reg if they're from Poland, playing the 50s, but not 100% on it. Anyway, have we got any hands? We got 19 hands on them, so yeah, more likely to be a reg than not. Queen 10 on just a king queen board. I always bet, so that's what we'll do. Anyway, this is the first day for me since Tetris promotion has disappeared. It's now back to spin 50 and spin 10 leaderboards, depending on what stakes you play. So I'm presuming the games will get tougher without the Tetris promotion, but I guess we'll see. I really like the player pool at the 50s, or at least I did during the Tetris promotion. I found it to be my comfort zone at the moment. I do need to get a little bit better, I think, to be absolutely crushing hundreds, but 50s I'm enjoying myself. So I thought I'd do a session today at the 50s, while I presume the games will get tougher. If they don't get tougher, then we'll just keep playing the hundreds instead, but I would be surprised if they don't, because a lot of people were enjoying and playing the Tetris promotion that didn't play spin and goes otherwise. And I think without it, they're probably going to leave these games. So we'll see. We'll see. So far, not much to talk about in terms of hands. Maybe we can spot if we're playing regs or not. Very interesting. Very, very interesting run out here. I think McBride should be betting a lot for a very small size. This 1/3 pot bet I don't like. I think it should be, if betting at all, for a very, very small size, like a min bet on such a dry run out. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the sizings here, so hopefully they're not a reg, but could be. It's not be all and end all. They could have had something very specific. What kind of hand would I want to bet that sort of size? I guess if you've got an overpair, so let's say for some reason they've got pocket 8s. I wouldn't say that's bad play, really, if they had exactly pocket 8s. But other than that, yeah, tough. Or bluffs, of course. Bluffs is same thing. Jack 9, I'm actually going to just flat call here. I really do like just trying to be a bit more passive against small blind versus big blind, because I think the overall population tendency is to bet far too often on the flop out of position and then barrel probably too much as well, and they just get themselves in really sticky spots. So I just like to let them do it with my strong hands like Jack 9. And we'll just be calling it all the way down. If they shove, I'll call. Eesh. Scary. Oh well. I would say not much to look at from that perspective. Now we got to try and get back in the game. King Queen against Ace 8. We hit the Queen. They hit the Ace. We hit the King. Nice run out. Entertaining run out. That's what we like to see. Okay. So yeah, at about 13 big blinds, we do have some hands that are raising non-all in, but generally it's just push or fold time, free-handed. From the button, there's a few hands we might rim raise. Ace Queen suited is one of them, so let's do it. Don't mind shoving though. And against the reshove, easy call. It looks good. Okay, we get to be heads up against McBride. If any of these people on the table, including myself, is a recreational, I guess it's most likely to be McBride, so I'm glad to be heads up against them. 7-5, I could just shove on him. I'm going to do that. Let's do it. If you think someone is very, very bad post-flop, You don't want to be shoving those suited connector hands. You don't want to take high variance approaches against people who you think are playing very bad post flop. You just want to go post flop as often as possible, right? But I haven't seen enough of bad play for me to change my play there. Shoving those suited connectors is quite nice, because at those kind of stack depths, the kind of hands that they are going to be limp trapping, we normally have two overcards too, so that's nice. Unless they've showed up with a pocket pair, we're in good shape still, even if we are caught out. King 9, I bet the flop. It's okay to bet this, sorry, it's okay to bet this flop. I'm going to check behind. Nice. Pick up the trips. I think it's a standard raise if we're facing a lead, or a bet, a probe bet, I should call it. But they don't. I would presume, like sizing wise, it should be on the larger side. We either want to rep a 9 or a bluff. So yeah, I like the larger size. Take it down. Fours, we're going to be shoving. Queen 4. Could go for a raise or a limp. Let's go for a raise. Taking their time. Generally, if people are taking their time when you're playing spins, it normally means they're playing plenty of tables. So something to watch out for. I'm going for the min bet with the Queen 4. Bit of value, bit of protection. Could check as well. We've been check raised. It's a fairly easy call, I would say. Especially when you hit 2 pair on the turn. If they don't shove, we're putting all the chips in. I think there's just so many draws out there. Now, how do we want to do it? It's probably better as a shove. I would guess shoving is the play. It's because there's so many draws out there. They've got Jack 7. We get the max. Nice. Yeah, I want to look at this hand here, Queen 4. Just talk about on the flop how often we should be betting here. I think I would be betting about 30% of the time. Let's go with 30% of the time. Anything else, 60, 70% of the time, I am checking behind. So I would love to see what GTO Base thinks about that. And then against the check raise, I'm pretty sure it'll always call. And hitting 2 pair, I would like to know, are we meant to be shoving here, or are we meant to be going smaller for value? I presume it's a shove, but I guess we'll see. So to look at that hand history, we're going to be using GTO Base. We're going to use the Insta Hand section. There are many ways to use GTO Base. This is the one that I've been really using for these videos, but I'm sure we'll do some videos in the future where we can look at more like population-based stuff. You can get some reports on how you're playing, how you're deviating from GTO. At the moment, I don't think I've put enough hand histories in there for it to be worth us to look at. Also, I would say that right now I'm just looking at plugging some of my main leaks, and they're often found by looking at hand histories where I think I screwed up. But there are many other features to this product. If you're looking for something like this, we do have a discount code, 5% off if you use the code op.poker. I think you find the exact thing to say down below. Yeah, it's 5% discount if you use the code. Anyway, let's go to the hand in question. This is a heads up pot. We've got Queen 4 off in the small blind, and they had Jack 7 off. So we decided to raise with the Queen 4. That's something that you can do between limping and raising. As long as you don't fold, that's fine. And they called. Now, apparently they meant to free bet some other time with Jack 7 off. But yeah, mostly call. So our play on the flop was we decided to bet out. Now, I can't remember what I said I would do. I think I said I would bet about 30% of the time and check 70%. Something like this. I think that's how I would play. If I've just completely said something different to what I said earlier, then you know that I've got some serious bias problems going on. But I hope I said that anyway. So yeah, we're meant to be betting here 36% of the time, maybe even use a half pot size sometimes. Yeah, likelihood of me doing half pot is never, so I just prefer to bet one or check. We bet one, and our opponent raises. Now I think it's a fairly easy play, always cool. I can't see why you'd do anything else, and they would be hugely minus EV plays from the looks of it. So yeah, I'm just glad to see that. I think I would have played it in a similar way. Now we're going to look at, with Queen 4, are we meant to be shoving the turn? Is shoving an okay thing to do? And apparently it isn't, so there we go. We found a mistake. Our opponent's meant to check 71% of the time, and I am meant to bet for 5.7 big blinds. Okay, so we made a minus EV shove here. Let's have a look. Range wise, what kind of sizings are we meant to use? So we're meant to check 50% of the time, and we are meant to be shoving only 1% of the time. Other than that, we're meant to be betting half pot. So Queen 4 is meant to just be value half pot. So there we go. There is actually even using a small size. Realistically, what sizings am I going to use? So I probably would have either shoved or bet small. I wouldn't have bet the half pot sizing. That half pot sizing is just so hard for me to figure out what kind of hands would you want to bet here and then bet fold. So I guess this is something that I should be learning in the long run. I had a feeling that shoving wasn't the right play. So we're getting there, chat. It's just that when you see such a drawy board, two lots of flush draws, you would expect, okay, let's just shove. But no, that's not the case at all. So the only hands that it wants to shove, let's go with just shoving hands, are hands like ace queen, maybe ace 10 as well, ace king even. But yeah, very, very small amount. Apparently 3-2 suited as well. I guess 3-2 of clubs. Yeah. But yeah, really I want to look at, okay, what kind of hands are we betting here that isn't for value? Okay, so we got hands in here like 8-6 off, and I just don't understand why would 8-6 off want to play like that. So we bet 5.7. Let's say our opponent shoves on us. We have to call, no? No, we would fold. We would fold. Okay. Okay, I really don't like doing that. That would really annoy me. Interesting. But yeah, let's go back to... Basically, I need to figure out if this strategy is workable for me. Is it workable? Are we able to focus on just betting this half pot side rather than shoving on these kind of spots? So 8-6 is almost meant to be like kind of value protection, but then if shoved on, it's a fold. Then all the two pairs, 8-4, would be calling the shove. Queen 4 calling the shove. Queen 8 calling the shove. Queen 9, I guess all of the top pairs would be calling shoves. Then we got some bluffing type hands like King 6, King 5, Ace 4, I guess would be a bluff. Let me see. Let's see. Let's say small blind does raise. Ace 4. Bet 5.7. Big blind shove. Ace-4 is meant to fold, yeah. Okay, so you're meant to just call second pair Jack-X or better, really. That's yeah, not a spot that we would want to have Jack-X too often, I would presume. Always checking that, right? Let's have a look. So when they check to us, if we've got a Jack, which is second pair, yeah, mostly checking. So here you can see on this line, if it's lots of yellow, yellow is check. And then I guess if you are betting, it's because of just single out this and figure out why it would be betting. Okay, so Jack 10 suited, it would want to bet if it's in hearts or diamonds. Now I'm a bit confused. Why would it want to do that? So it wants to go for the smaller sizing. So I want to know if we made that smaller sizing and we were raised, what are we meant to do? We would meant to be calling off. Bit scary to me. So a few of these hands are a bit scary. The 8x betting half pot and then folding, and then this one, the Jack-X, betting and then calling. But this one we're betting smaller. Okay, what can we really gather from this? On these very wet boards, I think we shouldn't be too eager to be shoving, and I think the main reason for that is because we're we're in position, so we can control the size of the pot. We can go with small bets and half size pot bets, and there is plenty of checking. Still 50% of the time we want to check. I don't think I will ever be able to get it as right as we should. I'm sure I will still shove in spots like this in the future, but hopefully we can just start to remember we do have other sizing options to use. We can half pot, we can quarter pot bet these spots, and because we're in position, that's actually something we can use in our arsenal. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and if you are interested, we do have a low stakes spin and go course. So that would be for spots where you don't want to use a solver, where you want to be exploiting the tendencies of the population. We've got plenty of pre-flop charts that do that, and videos on post-flop play on how to play from each of the positions. So if you want to check that out, there's a link down in the description below. Anyway, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.